Hey Ray, this is Nazarek, and on the right you got
EODJinx, how y'all doing tonight?
doing well. Another Friday Fiver coming at you. So it looks like we're going to be wrapping up the Conquest here in a couple of days. I was lucky enough to...
I'm actually excited.
How are you doing?
I finished, actually, in the past, I hadn't actually finished my my shard, but I actually finished my shard this time, and, well, I mean, they announced Commander Tano, and I gotta get snips.
Oh, yeah. I finished up very quickly because I was burning crystals left and right, and I was able to get the max loot box. And I know I was complaining and belly aching before because of the fact that I was going to be like 3 or 4 short of being able to unlock. And then on May the 4th, they go and drop a nice little bundle there, and they gave me 5 of the shards, so I will be unlocking it.
Winning.
Yes. Just when I thought I was down and out, they bring me right back. So
Now let me ask, you got a Beskar Trasto?
I do. He's gear 9, but I got a pilot. Bright, shiny aluminum thing to put in the pilot seat.
Yeah, that's definitely a hard aluminum thing to put you in the pilot seat.
Right. After I got him, I'm like excited. I start building him up. I got him all zetaed, and then I haven't really
found out how much trash he was.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually bought a few packs for that because I was thinking, all right, 25 shards across the board. That's pretty much. And I'm thinking a legendary that's this easy to get, and I found out a legendary that's this easy to get.
There's a reason.
Yes. I'm hoping down the line that's going to become better, but I still haven't been able to pull anything truly worthwhile out of him, except I was able to get a little bit further in the Galaxy Challenge this time because he needed 4 Mandos, and he was one of them.
See, that's not right. Don't hide behind a character.
Right. Well, they've been doing that since before the beginning of the year, saying, okay, if you got
They've been doing
Mando.
that since his release.
Yep. So I got him then, I pushing it, and I thought he was going to be better because I thought Arnold and a few others were saying, hey, he's going to be a really nice, easy legend to get. And then that didn't hold true.
Yeah. So it left a dirty taste in my mouth, and since then, we've had Dark Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
awesome character.
That's Trooper. A character and a half. And we've had Boca Trash.
Boca Trash is definitely Boca Trash.
And if she wasn't a character needed for Kenobi, I don't think I'd even entertain the fact of farming her just yet.
Well,
but go ahead.
Yeah, so what's your plans? You're farming her to go after Kenobi. I'm not going to jump into the Kenobi chase here. I need to get into Kylo Ren because we need to start getting some of these things. I got to get my first order in line. Granted, I am going to be getting my Imperial Troopers moving a little bit, but I already have 7-star Moff Gideon, and he's at gear 11 or 12.
Mine's at 12, and he's amazing.
Such a beautiful thing. But then I also have Veers and Stark, and they're both in the relic range. So then after that, I just need to get range and then go do the Piat chase.
See, that's not so bad because that'll give you the Poe Dameron stuff that you need for Rey.
Right.
So what I did is I focused most of this early year on imps.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad with what I did. So I'm in the ticket crunch for Supreme Emperor.
Okay.
So I have hit all of my thresholds. Now I'm just pushing to get, the Supreme Emperor.
Even after I get my impies up, I'm probably going to still switch gears in midstream and go after Rey. Or not Rey, but Kylo.
And Kylo is important for CPIT.
Yes.
Like, let's be honest.
Yes.
So what I'm looking at is I've got 2 other imps that I'm going to farm. So I got shore and then range that I'm going to bring up, and then I'm going to bring up my dark trooper.
Yeah.
And then 1 other to go on that Moff Gideon team. But while I'm doing that, Moff Gideon's going to go to Relic.
Right.
I'm going to slowly Relic, slow grind all the Jedi Luke stuff along the way. And then while I'm doing that, I got 2 Basties that need to come up because they're like the weakest link on my Revan teams.
And they seem to be tied at the hip. I mean, the gear level I had for Baddie Basti and then Good Basti, it seemed like no matter what I was trying to do, they would stay right there at that same gear level, just mental block or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd raise one up and then I'd go and raise the other one up, and they're both sitting at like Relic 4 right now, which is nice. But
I got them at gear 12, 2 pieces, both of them.
yeah, you gotta get Baddie up there though. She's the straw that stirs the drink.
And I got to do the armorer. For yeah.
A lot harder to say after Guinness. I'm gonna say that.
Or 3.
Well, who's counting?
Not me. Never me. So I ended up with 4 different purple mods.
Okay.
In this last set. How many did you end up with? Or 3, I'm sorry. 3 of the 4.
3 of the 4. The set for which one? I'm sorry.
I got Dread. I didn't get Booming Voice.
Gotcha.
I got Dread. Jesus, I can't even remember.
You're talking about the sets
but
for Conquest. Okay.
I have 3 data discs.
I got 0. But I also...
What?
I don't know. I had 7 deployable cooling systems in there. 3 of them blue. I had like 6 quickenings. So I just stacked that. Yeah. Then I got 1 offensive buff.
I didn't see any quickenings.
Oh, I had to throw some away, basically. I also ended up with 1 offensive buff data disc and 1 heal over time, but that's all I needed. That's 5 there, and I had all of these deployable cooling systems, and I was ready to go.
I gotta tell you, Dread was a lot of fun.
I have yet to see that one, other than just on screen.
It was a lot of fun, because anytime they got a fear, I was like, oh, let me change targets. It worked out great. Bing.
Yeah, I haven't, and that's one of them they're going to take away. So it's
I was going to use it this time, and they'll bring it back. You know everything is subject to change.
They're going to water it down and bring it back as something. I'm still looking to see what those 3 data discs that they're bringing to replace them are going to be like. I'm assuming they're going to be some type of watered down version of it.
Well, the way I look at it is by the time they bring back Dread, I might have that shiny Luke with the green lightsaber.
Well, we wrap up Conquest here in a couple days. I know I've already said that. And then a week, and then we do it again.
Is that all? Oh, Jesus. That is... I thought it was a 2-week gap.
Normally, but they said to try to get things back on track because they wanted it to have like the last 2 weeks of every month. They're kicking this one off, and then there's going to be a 2-week gap. So, giddy up. We're going to be doing this again really quickly.
Tano, here I come.
Yes.
Especially now that I'm going to have an actual Galactic Legends to actually go in and do this thing with. Like, a hard mode. I'm shooting for all the feats. Let's do this.
You hit 1 on hard mode, and you're already further in the game than you were all the way through normal.
Well, yeah, and they said that 3 hard node finishes should allow you to unlock her off the jump as long as you're getting max rewards.
Right. Now I'm curious, what is Conquest going to look like without the loop? Because I mean, I leaned into that heavily each conquest. So if you had to do it just normally without the loop, I got a feeling there's going to be more tiers to this than there was before.
Did they say that? I didn't think I must have missed something.
So they're taking out the 3 data disks. They're taking out the deployable cooling systems, quickening,
Right.
and dread. Well, without the deployable cooling systems, that takes out the loop.
How does that take out the loot?
Because the deployable cooling systems is what drop the cooldowns on your skills.
No, if they take out deployable cooling systems, you're still getting the same amount of loot stuff that you were getting before.
You're getting the same amount of loot stuff, but to get to those loop stuffs, that I'm saying loop, as in being able to do that.
Oh, loop.
Yeah.
Okay, L-O-O-P. L-O-O-T.
I tend to mutter a little bit. I got really...
Papa, not a tango.
Right. So, I talked to the kids and I was trying to tell them how great they were, and they thought I was calling them autistic when I was trying to tell them that they were artistic.
Oh, that was epic. That was epic.
Yeah,
I'm going to remember that one.
That should be in a dad's joke.
I'm going to remember that one. Definitely. I'm going to remember that one.
So, but that's what I'm curious about, because we're going to have to lean on the skills, the squads, a lot more than just Leaping Yoda and the endless massive
and Vader
massacre.
getting his foothold and dropping prom dresses.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
I didn't go to prom.
I know. You said that last week, but somebody made a comment about the last one.
I didn't go jogging in 2017. I didn't go jogging in 2018, 19, 2020. You see, this is a running joke.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're not jogging, I mean, you might as well be running.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Now we're just telling jokes to each other. The rest of you guys, you finish up what you're doing.
They'll get over it.
Right.
I'll get over it. All right, so we did the tinfoil hat thing last week.
Right. So when I got in and I started watching some episodes, I got all the way, a decent way into seasons 1. So where I ended off is where Viceroy Newt Gunray escaped capture. So that's how far I got.
Okay.
So, and I can't tell you how much I still hate Jar Jar Binks. I can't get over it, even
Who doesn't?
animated. I really wanted to see the slug beast eat him. I would have watched the rest of this.
I concur with that. Because me's Jar Jar Binks.
And you can't help it. You want to start talking like that, and you're like,
no. You son no think you better than I.
I could drape you.
This one's going down to the books.
So with Conquest coming out, and then when Conquest ends, I should be able to take a look at Razor Crest and max that out. Not the stars, but level it up, because at this point you have enough resources to go and take the ship all the way
Or
up.
at least you should. I mean, I've got a handful of ships that aren't fully at 7 stars, and then pilots that got to catch up, but
right,
that's really where I'm at. And I'm focused more on my malevolence and my
negotiator.
Ray. No, my negotiator's at the top. I stay in the top 20.
Oh, that's right.
On my shard. And I only play it like once a day. It's horrible. But no, my let's see, I'm farming Ray's Falcon.
Okay, the Ray's Millennium Falcon. Gotcha.
Yep, Ray's Millennium Falcon, and then Sith Assassin's Fighter.
Right.
And then Gar Suxon. That's
the Gauntlet. Is that the Gauntlet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've only got three others that I have left to do, and it's the First Order Special Forces one that I got to do in the Shard, in the oh, I can't think of it. It's not Cantina, it's the other one. It's the guild one where we get the guild tokens after tokens and things like that.
I gotcha.
And then Poe. Anything resistance, I'm still kind of struggling on.
Yeah, I gotta get on board and get the radius.
What's up, Luke?
And I also have to get the finalizer. Finalizer more than the radius, obviously, when I start making my Kylo Ren Galactic Legend run.
Yeah, and I've got my finalizer is unlocked, but it's 4-star. So, I mean, that ship is the last ship that you need is a hard farm.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the case. Like, should CG double drop on shards for ships?
The way I look at it, it's so the one thing that I'm worried about with CG is they need to get more people into the game, right? So they're trying to do some of this quality of life and early game mechanics, but people are going to be scared off by the ships. I mean, there's a lot of things that you definitely need ships.
Scared off isn't the word for it.
Right. It's just flat out people look at it like that's an impassable object.
It starts with a P.
Because I've got my alt account that I'm rolling up, and I'm diving into these ships right from the get-go, and it is painful. So I do think they need to double it up, but at the same time, I think they need to add more ships, though. So if they're going to double it up so you can go and chase them, they got to go and start adding more ships, or else you're going to run out of ships pretty quickly, because I think there's only about 6 or 7, and I've been lazy about going after ships. But there's only about 6 or 7.
So who are they missing?
Well,
what are we missing?
Obviously, we need the X-Wing for Luke and R2-D2.
Listen, that is going to be a legendary or epic journey event. And that's going to be a 7-star unlock, and it's going to take Wedge and Biggs at Relic 7 and Hondo and Chewie at 7 just to even look at the event. Well,
they could do something easy as just cheat and go into like squadrons and just start picking out ships like that, and then figure out what players or what tunes would actually fly them. As for the actual ships in movies and canons, I don't know off the top of my head.
I get that, but on the other hand, we've also all enough. Sorry, hit the button on that.
I'll find it. It's over here somewhere.
Yeah, along with the air horn. So we've all complained enough that we don't want pilots for ships. We don't want to gear up a pilot to make a ship better.
We don't want a pilot that's absolutely worthless only because they need the ship. That's the thing. I mean,
but yet they just did it again with Beskar Trasto.
I agree.
So, I mean, what do we do? I mean, all right, so we want like the Spice Runner from, Rise of the Skywalker. We want, who are we missing? I mean, we don't see a lot of ships in anything. I mean, there was this failed TV show called Resistance, but we don't want those 3 ships, 3 or 4 ships.
Right. I'm not saying that we haven't exhausted. I'm just saying that in order to be...
Troopers are going after somebody out the window. Sorry. Shiny.
Rolling the cherries and pulling them over.
That's a good reference. I'll keep that up. I'll remember that one.
I'm not saying that out of the shows that they haven't picked out the best ships out there. And what about the ship for like Rogue One? Do we already have that?
Rogue One's actual ship?
Yeah, the one that they took to the stealth one that they took to land to try to get the plans.
to get the plans?
Oh,
you mean it wasn't stealth. That was an Imperial carrier that
right
had no offensive or defensive capabilities.
I don't mean stealth. I meant, what they use for sneaking in.
It was a troop carrier.
Yeah, they could throw that in there.
I mean, that does no good when we don't have an event,
right,
or a raid. That's something that would need to go with that.
But like I said, that's if they go and double up the drops, we're going to exhaust the ships, so they're going to need more ships. If they want the content in the game.
And the thing is, I mean, okay, so I've been doing ships 2 years. And I get it. I'm still a junior. But there's still people that haven't, like yourself, you're close to 4 or 5 years. You haven't maxed ships yet.
And the ones that I don't
You haven't 7-starred them all.
No. But I do have a large majority of them already 7-starred.
So do I. Like I said, I'm missing like Poe and Ray, and I've got probably 7 that I'm missing at 7 stars.
But I wasn't actively chasing any of them except for going after the Millennium Falcon to get yeah. So I got them just because I've been in the game for so long. You go and double drop go and double drop and have someone actually chase them. I think they'll run through it pretty quickly. So you're going to have more content or something else.
But a 0 times 0 is still 0.
Yeah, that was very, very true on the May 4th event.
Oh my God. All right, how'd you do?
A few things I landed okay. I at one point I had a handful of just regular energy after doing everything and just being very frustrated. And then I struck gold with Dark Trooper and almost like single-handedly got him up a level, or up a star level, just by throwing like a handful of energy at him just out of frustration.
So you welled a little bit.
It was leftover gear, or it was leftover energy that I didn't want to just throw it at gear because I was just frustrated.
All right, so I did Ayla Secura, and I went from needing 65 to now I'm in the 100. I went up a full level plus, 2 levels.
Nice. I want to let you know that my 3PO and Chewie grind got me about, 6 after dumping credit refresh after credit refresh after credit refresh on a double drop. I was so beyond frustrated. So,
well, a 0 times 0 is still 0.
Right. Plus 0 to the exponent of 2.
Yeah. Still 0.
Still 0. Still, yep. Let me check. I'll do the math right here.
Yeah, let me pull up my calculator. There you go.
There you go.
He's
it's still 0. It's 0.
Yeah.
Carry the 1, still 0.
Still 0. Remainder of 0.
But I did get lucky on some of the relic grinds, though, the energy that you need for the relic.
Oh yeah.
So no, those things hit really nice. So I took up Darth Vader to 7. Or not Darth Vader, but Emperor Palpatine to 7. I had Darth Vader at 7.
Okay.
I got Stark up to Relic 5. And I'm just about ready to hit Veers into the Relic range.
Perfect.
And then I got Malik up to Relic 5.
Nothing wrong with that. So I've done this. I did a complete 180. So I was all about getting teams to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Just teams. Just trying to get I'm at the low end of the previous Division 1 and was trying to get all my teams to 12. And then I transitioned into the Palpatine build. I dumped all my Gear 13 stuff
into Palpatine.
Into relicking everybody. And it hurt. But now I'm making tokens to get my new Galactic Legends.
I was hurting a little bit with the buyer's remorse with Palpatine, but I just
pays off after a bit.
Yeah, first off, he gets into both the Galactic Legends, so there's that.
And GOTB is huge with him.
And any type of event that CG is going to throw at you with Rebels, put him in the lead.
Unlimited power!
Itty bitty living space. Well, that's a different cartoon.
We're not talking Aladdin. As much as I'd like to show you a whole new world.
Right. As excited as Snoopy is about hearing this particular section, but with this...
You beat me to it.
You can show him the world. I don't mind.
Well, it's shining and shimmering and splendid, so that's all I can say.
That's for you, Snoopy.
In the meantime.
That's for you.
Oh, absolutely. And cilantro, y'all. It's always tea in my cup.
Mine comes from Long Island usually, but whatever.
Wow. That was shots fired.
It's usually what I have to do after a soccer game.
Well, I hope it gets better.
Oh, it's just a lot of yelling and screaming and just trying to get calmed down after a game because we got some good teams.
Much like we do in Galactic Challenges and
yes,
to the championship, the GAC there. I'm intrigued to see how C-Pit works out here. And looks like we might be you and I might be doing light side Hoth.
Let's max that thing out. Rolos for all.
Yeah, I think we can make that happen.
YOLO for my Rolo.
I mean, I'll throw my roster at it a time or two.
Oh, yeah.
Now my base farm doesn't seem so wrong. But
all in the name of green lightsabers.
Jesus, don't get me started on that green lightsaber. So, I gotta say, Raiders, I've had a lot of fun. Everything has been a blast. There's been some wailing. Don't be strangers.
You know where to find us.
Keep in touch in the Discord.
You know where to find us. Don't be strangers.
Yeah.
No more stranger than we are.
Tonight?
No more stranger than either of us.
I'm the strangest they get. You got any parting words tonight?
You're awesome.
Keep your powder dry, ladies and gentlemen.
Take care.